everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to do a craft room or studio tour video. So I have been in this house for about 8 months, and when I first started out it looked drastically, well, not drastically, but quite a bit different than it does now, and the craft room that is. And I have found systems that work, found systems that don't work. So I'm going to share all of that with you today. I've been working hard the last few days to get everything organized and cleaned up, going through some things that I should have gone through a long time ago, that kind of thing. So I think I found a system that works pretty good for me, and hopefully some of the tips and tricks that I have figured out through trial and error will help you. So keep in mind, this is my full-time job. I used to do ambulance billing, and then I went to Medicare billing, and then I went to MHR Designs, which was a company that did exclusively jewelry made with Swarovski crystals. And then I quit that job and I came home to do this full-time. So my studio and my supplies are my livelihood. So keep that in mind. This is what I do for a living. This is how I put food on the table and help Chris put food on the table in this house. So that is why it may seem that I have a lot of stuff, or, you know, a big area. Well, it's, you know, it's our livelihood. So keep that in mind as you watch the video, and I hope that there are some things that can help you out. I found a really good chain storage method that I hadn't thought of before, and I had been trying and trying and trying. If you're on my Facebook group, you will see that I have posted a picture of my old chain storage and was asking for tips and tricks, ways that people store their chain. So I found a really good system that I think is going to work good for me. And I have found good systems for my beads and my findings, and so hopefully, you know, some of it will work for you. Now, I'm a very visual person, so I like to see things. I like things out in front of me in clear containers so I can see what's inside. If it's not visible, I forget about it a lot of times. So my system of storage might be different somewhat than yours, but hopefully you'll find something useful in this video. And so yeah, let's just get right into it. All right, so there again is the beautiful wreath that Robbie Bragg made. So we're heading into my house. And when you come in the front door, this is what you see. So there, straight ahead, is our living room. And the dining area, it's just a table. Like, we don't have a dining room, but there's the table. So when you come in the front door, to the left here is what normally would have been a formal living room and dining area. I believe that's what it was intended to be. Because we don't need that space for living room, because we have that back there and dining area, and we really usually eat right there at the bar. Because we don't need that space, we were able to use, when we bought this house, of course, we had specific things that we were looking for, and one of them was a craft room area for me. And we knew it needed to be fairly large. So this house, even though there are no doors here and it's open, I've put up this screen, which I bought from Amazon. There's Sadie's bed. And I like the screen really well. It, you know, masks the fact that it is a craft room in there. You can still kind of see through, but, you know, when people walk in, I think it still looks fairly decent. It's not like horror, you know, a big mess in there, hopefully. So anyway, the screen hides that. But, so we're going to go right in, and normally I don't walk through the screen, but we're going to for this video purpose. And here we are in the craft room. Okay, so like I said, this area here would be a formal dining room. There's Sadie. Say hi, Sadie. There she is. She's recovered from her pit bull attack, haven't you? Yeah. She's better now. Doing good. Yeah, there she is. Okay. And there's her bed. She stays in the craft room with me a lot. And then if you walked around the corner here, this would be the dining area. So I have turned this into my studio, my craft room. And I'm going to show you every single thing in here, how it is set up, how I store everything. I'm going to give you the full good, bad, and the ugly. So this is the updated craft room tour. Be right back. All right, so we're going to start straight across here. When you walk in, obviously there's the curtain that I've hung. And I bought this little cabinet from Amazon. It is for my stained glass. That's what I keep in it. I do a whole lot of stained glass artwork, you know, resin and stained glass. So I didn't turn my little palm tree lamp on. Chris got me this palm tree lamp. The batteries may be dead. No, they're not. So there it is. Cute, huh? Okay, so Chris got me that little plaque up there, or sign, or whatever. Now, I store all my glass in these jars. So my mom gave me this one when I went home for Christmas just a few days ago, so it doesn't have anything in it. The others, I buy a lot of them at Goodwill. That's a great place to find glass if you want it. That bottle back there, I will end up breaking up into smaller pieces. And this is all of the glass. And I just bought this cabinet specifically to store it in here. And down at the bottom, it has doors that open up. And this is kind of messy in here. But again, it's all of the supplies that I use for the stained glass when I'm doing that. So that's what this is. Sadie, get out of there. I'm going to close the doors. Okay. So that I got that cabinet off of Amazon, again, specifically for that. Now, this little 3-tiered Lazy Susan, this spins. I got this from Amazon as well. It stores all of my patina paints, PBO paint, and alcohol inks. And so that's what's there. And then this cabinet below it, Mandy gave this to me, my friend Mandy that I met when I moved here to Florida. And I have all my bicones in the top 4 drawers. So they're, you know, labeled by color. And they're not stored neatly in here by any means. There they are. See, they're just in there. I started them out storing them really neatly. They were in little baggies and they were all in it, but yeah, you know how that goes. And this really is not the best place to have this Lazy Susan up here, because I didn't realize when I moved that over there that it's hard to open and close those drawers, and it shakes it, and I'm afraid it's going to fall off, so I may end up moving that. Down here, I have all of my bead caps. So, and again, they're not separated out by color. They're just all in here. And the way that I do them is I put like items together. So, like this one, I have in some bronze and I have some silver. I just put them all in the same container. These little containers come from the Dollar Tree. These little containers come from the Dollar Tree. And again, they're the same bead caps, just different colors. I've got them all in the same container. And, you know, it probably could be a lot neater, but, you know, that works fine for me. I open the drawer, I sort through it, I get out what I want. That's bead caps. Here are silver metal beads. So any metal beads. And again, you know, I just put stuff in big bins and sort through it. I found that when I try to keep it just so neatly organized that I can't maintain it, number one. And number two, it's a stressor more than it is, you know. I would like to put all the silver in here, be able to dump this out on the table and sort through it, and not have a bunch of little compartments that I have to keep organized. This works way better for me. So that's just me. That's silver metal beads. These are gold and rose gold metal beads. So that's how those are stored. And again, the bicones, they're just in there by color. I do have it labeled by color, but then they're just in there, you know, like some of them are in containers, some of them are just in baggies. But again, I can just pull this open, sort through it. I don't have to worry about keeping it neat and organized all the time, and that's that. Now, under here is a lot of polymer clay and resin stuff. All of this is resin supplies. I've got gloves down there, popsicle sticks. There's all the molds in that drawer, and this drawer has like some wood things you can resin on and glitters and just stuff like that. So that's what's under there. And look, I've put stuff on the top and it's broken, that little drawer right there, but Still works. So this is the polymer clay and resin tables. I got these tables at IKEA. They are $24. You buy them separate. The tops and the legs are separate, which I thought was really strange, but whatever. But $24 total for a table. That's 4 legs and a top. These are throughout my whole craft room. I absolutely love them. They are sturdy. You know, now the tops of these I've messed up a little, even though I've tried to keep them clean. I've got resin on them, see, and Lainey, my niece, when she came, she got resin on them, and so, you know, it just happens, but they are great, great tables. So those are the ovens. I use one for polymer clay and one for curing resin. You know, I could use interchangeable, it doesn't matter, and then I have these lights. Light is very important in here. I need light, I need lots of light, so you'll see lights everywhere. These are small paintbrushes, skewers, rollers, more paintbrushes, just when I use for polymer clay and resin. And then I have my scallops, and they're just pretty. I love scallops, so I've found all of those on the beach here in Florida since we've moved. We've been here since, this is December. The end of December. We've been here since the end of April. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We've been here 8 months. So those I've picked up in 8 months' time. So that's that area. Now under here, I have another drawer set system. This is the same one as on the other side. I got these at Walmart. And this one is for the polymer clay. So the other one was for resin stuff. This one's for polymer clay. So all of my clay is in the bottom. Middle is like mica powders and stuff, and the top are cutters. So that's the polymer clay. And then over here, excuse me, goodness, my throat is really bothering me. I have this container here. I got that at Walmart as well. And it has a lot of the supplies I use when I'm pouring resin, like stuff I need at my hand to be able to reach it immediately. And I did have it sitting up here on this table, but it just looked crazy big and weird, so I put it down there. And it looks like the curtain's getting stuck on it. It's got my heat gun, stuff like that. Then up here I have a paper towel roll, because when you're doing resin, paper towels are quite important to have handy. I do have some lights hanging up there. You can see they're curtain lights. They're so pretty. They're really pretty at night. And then I have these big bins, or these big cube things. These, again, came from IKEA. I can't remember how much they were. They have different sizes, like you can get smaller ones or bigger ones. Well, no, I don't think you can get bigger ones. I think these are the biggest. But you can get smaller ones. And you can configure them however you want. Like they come in 6 cubes and 4 cubes and 8 cubes and 12 cubes. And I think this is 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 cubes in a thing. And I knew when we moved, I had to leave a lot of my shelving behind in North Carolina. So I knew that this was a system. I did a lot of research, and I decided that this is what I wanted to go with, because it's organized, but it's open. I like being able to see things. I don't like things tucked away in cabinets where I can't see them very well, because out of sight, out of mind, I'm very visual. So this was a good system for me. I know a lot of people might look at this and think, oh my gosh, that drives me crazy because it's eclectic and it's all different, containers, but I like that. To me, I think it adds a lot of interest to the room, and I think it's pretty. But, everybody's different. And for me, this system works really good. So up on top there, I have a lot of glass containers that have different things in them. So all of my gemstone beads are on the top. So there's shell up there. There's quartz and jade, I think, are both up there. And then I've got some containers with seashells in them. And I use these seashells in crafting a lot. So here, let me see if I can get that thermometer was my grandmother's, and Landon got it before she passed away. She gave it to him, and he gave it to me on Mother's Day one year, and I thought that was so sweet. There is one of my resin art pictures. That's the only one I have left. I gave all the rest of them away at Christmas as gifts. So that one or wait, I do have one more left. I'll show you it in a minute. But that's what I do with the stained glass and the shells and the resin. So this whole, everything on the top up there is just containers of shells or gemstone beads. This other one up here, these are all containers from the Dollar Tree, and their little lids are like flipped around so they're not all, their tags aren't all even, but all of these containers come from the Dollar Tree. These are all of my gemstone beads. So they're sorted out, you know, goldstone, tiger eye, jasper, mookaite, malachite. Each one's in its own container. And that's how I store all the gemstone beads. These little bowls came from the Dollar Tree as well, and they have just smaller thing. Like I don't have citrine. I don't hardly have any citrine, so it's in a little container. So that's how I store those. Now, as for what are in these cubes, I tried to alphabetize them, but I think I've messed it up a little bit, but I'm going to show you each one so you can see how I store. So this is stained glass sheets right here. I would like to get, they have a thing that you can buy that holds stained glass. It's like it holds these sheets. It's like a thing that you set them all in. It won't tip over. And I'd like to eventually get one of those, but for now they're right there in that thing. And then I have cathedral beads here in a little container. I have animals. So anything that I have, like my Zuni bears, birds, anything like that that's animals. And then I have butterflies. And this is some cane glass, and I just think it's beautiful. I like to display it. Let me not trip over Sadie. What are you doing? What are you doing down there? Why aren't you in your bed? I know. I don't understand why you lay just on the rug instead of in your bed. You have a great bed. What do you think about that? You have a treat right there, don't you? That is not a pile of poo. That is a treat. It's a peanut butter treat. I'm going to get your treat. I want that. Oh, you're going to get it now. Okay. It's important now because I wanted it. Right? I'm going to get it. Give it to me. Oh, you don't want to share? Why not? Give me that treat. Give me that. Okay, well, I won't try to take it. I don't really want it. Okay. Up here we have bezels, bronze metal beads, and cat's eye beads. This isn't labeled, but it is cord ends, like ribbon ends, cord ends. That's a huge container for it. It doesn't need to be that big, but you know. Crosses, and then I store my toggles like this in this binder. Let's see if I can show you. I'm trying not to move too much. I know it causes seasickness for some people, but it's kind of hard to do this without moving. Okay, so as you can see, it's a binder. It has these sleeves in it, and they have the, you know, you can put these, they're card holders, I think, but, and I put all my toggles in here, okay? So that's how I store those. As long as you don't tip it over the wrong way. If I tip it over this way, they all fall out. Don't do that. It's very, very bad when that happens. Believe me. Causes much stress and anxiety and crying. So keep it upright. It's a good system if it's upright. Yeah. Below that, we have chandeliers. These are some books Logan got me this year for Christmas. Wildflowers of Florida and Birds of Florida guides. Crackled glass. Charms. Clasps. So all other clasps besides toggles are in here. And again, this is how I do my stuff, guys. All the metal clasps are in one. I mean, types are together, but I do not separate every little thing out. It's just too stressful for me. Copper gunmetal, metal beads. So again, it's just in there, you know. Then this is some stained glass that I bought from a lady here in Florida. She was moving to Canada, and she had, it's all here and down here's a little bit. She had all these pieces of stained glass. She sold me like all of this and those containers down there and a bunch of those sheets for $50. I couldn't believe it. It was like the deal of a lifetime, because those sheets at Hobby Lobby, they start around $9.99 and go up to like $25 a sheet. So that is a lot of money right there in glass. So I got a great deal on that. Then down here we have freshwater pearls, cubes, connectors. So connectors and chandeliers are different. Connectors, you know, connect to Like they have, I don't know how to describe that. Chandeliers have a whole bunch of loops. That's how to describe it. Connectors only have two. And so that's kind of how I separate those out, if that makes sense. Then I have drops and dangles back here that are already made. Like I've made them for another project and have them left over. So they're in that container and I can just pull them out and use them for other things. Flower beads and European beads. Then here we have feathers and frosted glass. Over here, I just have a bunch of books, creative beading. I mean, just some other books. I think my shell guide is in there. Those are some canvases I poured when I got into acrylic pouring, which I got into and out of really fast because I was not good at it. But those are some ones I did. Down there are fire polish beads, and there's a couple laying out on the shelf where I've been lazy, didn't put them away, but that's what those are. And those are those Harbor Freight containers. They're 24 little containers inside the big container, and I do try to separate out like my fire polish beads in those. That's one thing that I will kind of, separate out neatly is beads. The metals and stuff I don't, but the beads I do. So those are fire polish beads. Then we have lava beads and kids beads, like the big bubble gum beads for kids. They're in there. There I have some more fire polish beads, or those may be seed beads. The seed beads I do in those systems as well, and that's what all those are. Those right there are fancy beads, so like the big boho beads you can get from Joann's or Jesse James. A lot of those, and I put them in that separate container, and then when I'm making dangle kits, purse dangles, charms and stuff, I pull from there. Not sure what this is. Oh, filigree. Filigree and hearts. And then flowers. And then in those doors are seed beads, more seed bead containers. And again, I do try to separate the seed beads out by color, but they don't stay that organized either. And then those are leaves and petals. And so all these containers that you see, most of them come from the Dollar Tree. So these, what else? That came from Walmart. Those come from the Dollar Tree. Those are the Harbor Freight containers, these back here. These I think I got at Michael's when they did they clearance those boxes out. They were super cheap. And same with the peacock one up here. I got them for almost nothing. I buy stuff on sale or from the Dollar Tree. I do not spend a lot of money. Now, I did spend some money on my big cubes, but for the most part, like all of those up there, Dollar Tree. And I just pick up a couple every time I'm there, and then, I'm able to store stuff in them. All right, over here we have lamp worked in Murano glass. That's blown glass back there. Metal stamping, my lube and my loom, loom, and my bead spinner. Oh boy. Leather, miscellaneous stuff. And in the miscellaneous is the bracelet blanks, ring blanks, bookmark blanks, just stuff like that. Stuff that really has it's not enough to make a container of its own, and it doesn't fit with anything else, so it goes in there. These are all my mermaid glass beads and noodles. And then these little containers, most came from the Dollar Tree. A lot of people have given me these. I haven't really bought any of those. People give them to me. But the little jars come from the Dollar Tree, and I just store all my teeny tiny beads in there. And I love being able to see them all sitting out in the colors. I just think they're so pretty. So I like to store things that way. Resin in here, and these came from Walmart, these totes. This one I think was Dollar Tree, I think. That's polymer clay beads, rings, nautical, and see, some of them are out of alphabetical order. I have kind of been lazy with it. Pendant pieces and stars. More of the small little tiny rondelles and stuff like that. This is stringing. Yeah. So all of my, I don't know, wildfire and hemp cord. Okay, so my camera quit recording and I had to delete some media from my phone. So up there, I just have some pretty stuff. There's another Lazy Susan that I'm not really using right now. And just that bell was my grandmother's. So, and then all these drawers are labeled by color. So white, cream clear, yellow, gold, brown, orange, pink, red, purple, light blue, turquoise, another turquoise because I have a lot of turquoise, dark blue, green, another green because I have a lot of green. One's dark greens and light, and then the bottom one's light greens. Silver, black, multi, so anything that's just multicolored, and then the bottom 3 rows are pearls. Not separated out by color, just pearls in there. And that's how I store my beads. So in here's a turquoise drawer. This is what it looks like. It could be neater. It should be neater. It's not. They're just in baggies, you know, Sam's bead box. Anything that can hang, like this guy should be out there. Anything that can hang, I put out on my pegboard so I can see it. But if it can't hang, like, you know, it's in a baggie with bunches of pieces, they go in here, okay? And that's how I store all of my beads that are not on a string. Like, see that one? It could hang. It's on a string, but it's got couple loose in there. So I do need to clean out these drawers, and I'll probably do a video of me organizing one of those drawers. I've done it in the past, but I'll probably do it again just so y'all can see. But like I was saying, that tower there is in the corner, so it can't really fall over. It's between those 2 shelves, but I would not do that out somewhere where it could fall over. The rug down there, there's Sadie's treat and another treat. She has tons of treats. I will show you. I can spin this without making everybody sick. Check it out. Look at her bed. They're all piled in there. There's her pink piggy. Sadie, where's your pink piggy? It's over there on your bed. Get your pink piggy. Yeah, it's over there. Go get it. Go get pink piggy. You don't want to play with pink piggy right now? Go get pink piggy. She's like, no, I'm stretching. But yeah, she got in. So we store all her treats in the bottom of the closet in the kitchen, and we were gone one day. And apparently she figured out where they were. She got in there, brought the bag in here. It was ripped open. The treats were all like any that she could eat that were not these bones were eaten. All the bones were scattered everywhere, and there was a pile of poo in the floor. You did that, didn't you? Shame, shame. Yes, you did. So anyway, that's what she did. There's our bedroom door. So this room is right off our bedroom. So I don't get to work at night, you know, or anything like that. I have to do everything during the day. That is my RoboVac. It's not the fancy, expensive kind. And let me tell you, you don't need the fancy, expensive kind. This thing works like, oh, it's awesome. I'm in love with it. I would marry it if I could. It is amazing. It cleans this floor. Like, you just tell it to start vacuuming and it will go, and when its battery gets low, it goes back over to the thing and hooks back up by itself. It is the smartest thing ever. And then you just have to empty the little dust container, and you would be shocked. As clean as I think my floors are, every time I empty his dust container out, there's a bunch of stuff in there. Oh, so anyway. Here are the pegboards, and this is where I was talking about hanging the string. And I probably didn't put this one up there just because it's kind of hard to bend in the middle, but there we go. So when I had my store, which I still have my store online, but I sold beads, and I've liquidated all of my beads. I don't sell them anymore because, number one, people didn't buy them very often. They, you know, a lot of them sat there and didn't sell. The metals are what sell better. And number two, it was just a ton of work. So I liquidated all the beads. These are my personal beads, and I have them up here hanging by color. Like I said, I don't try to be too organized. I think you can micro-organize to the point where you hurt yourself. You know, I could be so OCD that I don't want different ones on the same peg like this, but you know, that's going to kill you. You know, it's too hard. I've been there, I've done that. I've had to loosen up a lot. But these are all hanging by color pretty much. And that's how I store my beads on strands. They're just over the hook or on the hook. Down here, So this first one is all my finished jewelry that I have not done a video of, that first one. So I did a video of finished jewelry just here not very long ago, and so that's why I don't have a heck of a whole lot there. But all the rest of these are my own jewelry. So I hang my necklaces out here. I have a cabinet in the bedroom where I hang some stuff. Earrings are all in the bedroom, but all of my necklaces, the ones that I wear a lot, put it that way, the ones that I wear often are hung out here. Some of my bracelets that I wear a lot. And then if there are earrings with them, like this set that I made from Sam's Bead Box, there's the necklace, and I just hang the earrings on these little things here. Any other earrings that, are posts or whatever, they're in my bedroom. But these are necklaces that I wear often, and so I just hang them all there so they can be easily seen, and I can get it to them easy. This is the shipping table. Okay, so back here is where I do, so all this is store stuff. This is my shipping table. So let's walk over here. This is a map of Sanibel Island that Chris got me, Captiva in Sanibel. He got me that when we went here to Sanibel before, and I'm so glad he did because it was before the hurricane, and the island has changed drastically since the hurricane. So this is the before, and I like having that. There's a sign to remind me that I am not afraid of spiders. My friend Chris Ann Kimball got that for me. Here's another of the resin art pieces that I've done. This mermaid was sent to me from a friend, and she wanted me to challenge me to do something with it, and I put it on here, and this was all glass, but this fell and broke. So I've got to redo that. And I actually thought about taking mica powders and coating the edges of those and then pouring resin, and so it would look like more waves. So I might do that with blue mica or white mica. But that's the first one I ever made, and so there it is. Then this basket holds some of my organza baggies and all of my shipping baggies. Down here, earring backs for when I sell earrings, pins and markers and scissors. I use all that. And those are the gift beads that I give away when somebody orders from my site. My larger scale for weighing for postage, my smaller scale for weighing out grams, tape. That's just a little bead sorting tray and some stuff. Those are beads that get loose on the floor. And then baggies of different sizes here. And then some of my hooks. I need to put those in the tool thing, but they're laying there. I have a dirty bead mat out there that needs to be changed for a clean one. And the trash can. So that is my shipping table. That's where when I'm packaging up orders, which I do from these bins over here and the chain rolls over there, I package them and ship them out right there. So these are bins. These are pegboard bins. These have all the metals that I sell. These are the chains that I sell. Up here, Chris built that chain station thing. It's awesome. I love it. And then there's the dog and cat's little water fountain. This table was given to me by Robbie Bragg, and I love it, this table and chairs. I have my Chromebook up there. Outside, that's the pool area. Out there, the pool is like drained right now, and then I just fixed up my curtains up here the other day. They don't look so great. I'm not the best curtain fixer-upper, but oh well. So this table, like I do just a lot of work on it. Like if I have a bigger project and I need to sit down in more room, those are some of my auction things that are getting ready to go up. More seashells just for decoration. So that's that table. And then I have some frames back there. I get the frames at Goodwill or a lot of times find them in the trash. People around here, I don't know how it is where you guys are, but where we used to live in West Virginia, if you had things that had to be hauled off to the dump, like a couch, a refrigerator, whatever, you had to pay to you either had to take it yourself or pay to have somebody come and get it. Here, people just put everything out in the trash. Like if they have a couch that needs to be hauled away, they set it out on the curb and the trash people pick everything up. It's insane. I've never seen that before. I was like, wow. But yeah, so these frames, a lot of times I'll find, pictures people have sitting out by their trash can and you can just get them, they're free, obviously. And so yeah, I bring them home. So those are the frames that I do a lot of my resin work in. This shelf here I bought from Lowe's. that little drawer thing came from Walmart. Those came from Dollar Tree. This shelf came from Lowe's. And I have in there, these are my seashells up on the top, ones that I'm saving like as collection. I'm trying to get a collection of all the Florida shells that I can. So they're in there. These are store things, store stuff, organza baggies, more little plastic baggies. This is stuff that it's de-stash. I'm going to make lots out of it. And this down here is more storage stuff. These drawers that just have random things in them. I don't even know what's in there, to be honest with you. I need to look. That one has more of the storage stuff and baggies. But this one I think has like, I don't know, business cards and stickers and just some stuff like that. This cabinet came from Lowe's. This thing up top, all of those display items up there, and I have some earrings and stuff up there that I need to put up on my website. But all of those came from a jewelry shop that was closing. Logan knew the girl, and she sold a bunch of those display items to me for fairly cheap. And that was nice because I was still doing jewelry shows then, but now I don't really do craft shows and stuff, so I don't use them, but just for display up there. This is my messy cabinet. So that's all of my shipping stuff, boxes. There's bubble wrap back in there, tissue paper. This is some store stuff, flowers that need to be painted, that I do the hand-painted flowers. These are all shells in here. These are the hand-painted flowers in those containers. That's a box I'm going to stain and do some mosaic work on the top to put tea in. These are all of my Swarovski crystals. Up top are some resin bowls I've made. This is some resin trays I'm going to do. Just overstock of some head pins and stuff. That's my file with all my papers in it. Like business papers and stuff. So this cabinet, even though it looks a mess, I know where everything is, and that's why it's in this cabinet. So, because it's kind of messy. Yeah, let me close that up. Whoops. So that's that. Then you come around here. There's our kitchen. And Sadie again. Hey, Sadie, what you doing? Oh my goodness, here she comes. What you doing? Huh? Stretch again? Really? Do you need to go out? She's acting like she needs to go out. You need to go potty? You were just out. I think you just want to go out. You don't need to. Right? A lot of times she says, yes, I do, and then I go and she just stands there. Okay. She literally just went out a few minutes ago. Okay. This is my picture-taking station. There is a mirror. My mother-in-law gave us that. I think it's beautiful. And then this is all props for picture-taking. So, the forms, shells, and geodes and stuff. Down in there, there's scrapbook paper. I use that for backgrounds a lot. All of that is just picture-taking stuff in there. Mainly more of the shells and geodes and little tiny shelves that I can stack stuff on if I need something higher or lower. It's just, and then here's my light box. Oh, that set thing there that cart came from Michael's. My mom got it for me last year for Christmas. And then here's my light box. I ordered this from Amazon. So there's what I'm talking about, using the scrapbook paper for a background. The light box comes with 2 lights that are up here on the top with magnets, but that is an extra light. I ordered this from Amazon. They came in a pack of 2. The front one I glued on my vacuum cleaner because my regular vacuum cleaner, so I can turn it on and see. It didn't have a light on the front. This one I use in here if I need extra lighting on something or whatever. So it's just got those 2 little touch things, and that works great. Down there is the laptop. The laptop actually is what powers my computer right here. I don't have a computer tower. It's just the laptop. That's Chris's old work laptop, and it is actually the brain for my computer up here. That's stuff right there that needs to be taken pictures of to put on the website, and that's why it's under there. And then there's my Cricut. I never use it. I need to learn how. I literally, don't know how to use it, and so I need lessons, but I would use it probably if I knew how. Under there right now, that's not normally there. That's auctions that have sold, and people ask me to hold them till all the auctions are done. If you're interested in the auctions, I have them on Facebook. The next batch goes up on January 3rd. So this table here is just a miscellaneous table. When I am printing out shipping labels, I'll set the packages on here. Those are things that need to be filmed or upcoming projects in that. There's Chris playing the saxophone. My hubby is a sax player. And there's my grandfather. He died before I was born. I didn't know him, but that is a picture of him. And then here's my desk. Printer back there, paper, computer. There's Sadie's biscuits, treats container. She heard that, look. This holds pens. And here's my computer. This is a nifty little thing. It actually is meant to put in the car, but it's a phone holder. So I can set my phone there and watch something while I'm working on the computer. There's the computer. And then here is my workstation. So let's back up. And you can see the whole thing. This is where the magic happens for my videos. So there is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. It is Proverbs 31:25, and it says, "She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future." And I love that because a lot of people fear the future, and I don't want to fear the future. I really want to know that it's in God's hands, and I don't have to worry about it. So that scripture reminds me, God is good. A friend sent that to me. And then this is my chain storage area. So there's a story here. I have tried to figure out how to store chain. It used to be in that drawer in a huge tangled heaped up mess. It was in baggies. It was not in baggies. It was terrible, horrible way to store chain. These wrought iron things I got at a garage sale several years ago. I don't even know what they are, okay? But they have tons of little loops on them. Let me see if I can see all those little loops. Those little white loops, okay? Each one has a bunch of them. And I don't know if it's a necklace storage thing or what it is, but I got them at this garage sale. I've had them for years and never used them. And so I thought, got the bright idea, these would make great chain storage. So I have taken the chain, and this took me a while. This was not a quick project, but I have taken the chain. I have put each type on a jump ring and a lobster and attached the lobster to those loops. So each one, you know, I can see them all and I can just pick the lobster off. I keep a step stool right there because I can't reach anything because I'm so short. And I've tried standing on the rolly chair in the past, and that always ends in disaster. So, but that is how I store my chain, and it works fabulous for me. I can stand there and see everything. Yeah, it just works really good. And we're on a potty break for Sadie. She swears she has to go out. She got very excited, so we'll see. She walks to the very edge of the yard, which makes me nervous. We live on a dead-end street. It's not like we have a lot of traffic, but oh, she did have to pee. Okay, give her some privacy. Look at the beautiful Florida December. It's going to be 80 degrees today. Come on, Sadie. Is that it? All right, let's go. I'm filming a video. Trying to. I know. Yes. Okay. Go on. Garage is a mess. Don't look at it. I need to get out here and clean up. There's the cat. All right. You did have to go. You weren't lying. Okay, so back at the desk. Anyway, I don't know where you could get these chain storage thingies, but I do know that any type of like strip of wood with hooks in it would work. Probably be easier actually because you wouldn't have to use the lobster clasp. You could just hang your chain on the hooks. But that works great for me, and I'm very thankful that I figured it out. And that one washer up there needs painted white. I haven't got to that yet. But anyway, Chris hung them up very, very sturdily. And then we have this pegboard system. This came from Walmart, or not Walmart, Dollar Tree. And I've got Wildfire, Supple Max, memory wire, and all of my beading wires hanging on it, some scissors, a ruler, the cross with it as well with my soul, because sometimes when I'm filming videos, it is not well with my soul, and I have to remind myself that it is well with my soul. So there's that. And then those are some tools that I don't use very often, but I do use them every now and then. The important thing about your desk, okay, so, or your area, wherever it is that you do most of your work, the important thing about it is that you have the things that you use all the time at your fingertips, okay? You do not want things on your desk that you do not use all the time. That's a valuable space, valuable real estate. So that is one thing that I changed several years ago and has transformed my productivity and organization, is that I keep the things only that I use all the time at my fingertips. I do not store anything right around me here up on my desk that I don't use pretty much every time I sit down there to film. So with that in mind, you know, all these things here I use all the time. I use memory wire, I use stretch cord, I use these bead stringing wires. These I don't use every single time, but I do use them often. And they're hanging out of the way, so it's not like they're really taking up space that I need for something else. I do have some decorative things over here. These things, well, of course, those are pictures of my kids. That's my grandpa, the one that, not the one that passed away that's over there, but my other grandpa and me when I was little. Me and Chris, that's my favorite picture of us. Logan, Landon. This is my grandmother, and I keep her picture there because she was a huge influence in my life, and I feel like probably loved me unconditionally more than anyone else ever has, and I miss her, and so I keep her picture there just to look at her and remember her. And yeah, so that's good. This is a picture of me with my Wonder Woman shirt on when I was a kid. I think I was maybe 4 then, and I keep that there to remind myself, because I honestly thought I was Wonder Woman when I was little. I had the underoos, I had the little wristbands, I had the tiara and the lasso, and in my imagination I saved my family from all kinds of disasters. And so I keep that there to remind me of the little girl that I used to be. And because, you know, when you get older, life gets hard, and I think you lose sight of who you really are sometimes. And so I believed then that I could conquer the world, and I keep that there in front of me to remind myself, you know, that if I believed it then I should be believing it now. And it just helps encourage me. So sometimes you have to encourage yourself. These containers, I got them at Michael's on sale. They were on clearance. No, it was Hobby Lobby on clearance. And I keep all my jump rings, these big ones. I have a bunch of these 12 millimeter jump rings that I ordered from, was it like Wish or BB Craft, or I don't know, one of those sites. I got a whole big bunch of them, and I use them all the time, and I keep them all in there. And then there are my oval jump rings in that one. So those are some bead weaving needles, which I do use, believe it or not. This container, all those little colored containers came from the Container Store. And I have in them crimp beads, just plain 2 or 4 millimeter, 2 to 3 to 4 millimeter, I don't know, silver spacers, which I use all the time, wire guards, mainly crimp beads. My bead bugs, I think, are in there. Let me pull it out. Yeah, bead bugs, just things that I use all the time, and I can just pull this tray out and get them out of there. Down here, these are called lockables. They are these cool containers that you have to push this little button on the side to open them. And I store all my lobsters in here by color and size. So, like, here's a good example. That one wasn't the best example because it didn't have too many in it. All of my rose gold, and there's some gold by color and size. I store them in these. I know you can get these at Joann's. Mandy gave me a bunch of them, and I use them for a lot of stuff. I'll show you here in a minute some more, but I use those a lot. Down there are some little, that's a little trinket tray that Beth Sullivan made, and then here is another little tray that has just random beads. Like if I have one bead left over, or I don't know, just random things that drop on the floor, they end up in there. So as you can see, I've got a project out here getting ready to film. That's my bead mat. Those little containers right there, this is my filming tripod. Those little containers right there came from IKEA, and I have all of my ball head pins in them by color. I love those containers. These here are from the Dollar Tree. They come, like this is one. So I've glued 3, 4, 5, 6 of them together, and it makes the perfect tool tray or tool caddy. That's the best system I've ever found. I mean, I've stored my tools all different ways. I've had them hung on a shower curtain rod here. I've had them in, you know, the tool things you can buy that are for tools. They always tip over. They were always falling off the shower curtain hook. This has been foolproof. I love it. And I took 6 of them, glued them together with hot glue, and man, has that been the best tool organization that I've ever done. That little container right there was made by Beth Gregor, and she's a good friend of mine, and I keep it there, and I sometimes put stuff in it, but I just like the way it looks. It's pretty. This container came, we got this year at Christmas. It had something in it. I can't remember what. Maybe cookies? I don't know. But anyway, or maybe it was cookie cutters. I don't know. But anyway, I have it here. It's just a box with a clear lid. I've been setting my light on it. Like I said, I just rearranged a lot of this stuff yesterday and today. So I feel like I've got a pretty good system going now, and trial and error has made it kind of prove, you know, what's good and what's not for me. But that box I'll use for something, but right now it's just a stand to prop up my lights. And believe me, I need lots of light when I'm filming. This desk, okay, well, that's one of the IKEA tables. These all 3 are the IKEA tables, okay? That's not part of the desk, actually. This is the desk. And it has this drawer. It's an L-shaped, and then this little cubby here that's actually covered up, and some shelves. It was from Amazon. Chris got it for me several years ago, so I don't even know if you can still get the same one, but they have lots of similar ones. It has traveled from house to house to house and is now here. I've actually had to use whiteout to cover up some spots. Like there's a spot that I just use whiteout to cover it up. I would like to get from the Dollar Tree, they have these contact paper things, and I would like to cover this and this one and maybe my polymer clay and resin table in it, but I haven't done it yet. There's a trash can under there. And then this drawer, or this little shelving thing right here, this came out of a different, let's see, maybe it went in here, I think, in this. And I took it out and just put it up on my desk. I take things apart. If it doesn't work for me, I just tear it apart and make it work a different way. I mean, they came out by themselves. You didn't have to tear it up to get them out, but I just use them out here instead. This little shelf system right here came from Amazon, and it was very inexpensive. It can slide out or in, but here's what's on it. So these little acrylic drawers are from the Dollar Tree. I've glued them all together in a humongous stack, and they have all of my head pins in them. Like, not ball head pins there and those over there, but these are just regular head pins by color. This came from Harbor Freight, I think, and it's got all earring findings in it. And I need to label it because I sit there and I open drawer after drawer after drawer looking for what I'm looking for, and I can't find it. So I need to label them, but that's all my earring findings. This down here has some more head pins that I didn't put on the tower. I just, you know, it was getting so tall it was kind of bending in a curve, so I just put them in here. And then my silver jump rings, I have not sorted my silver jump rings. I'll be 80 years old and we'll be going, I need to sort those silver jump rings, because I just look at them and then I put it off. I just can't do it. This has some slide clasps in it. This has some screw eyes in it. Down here are all my jump rings, except for the silver ones that I haven't sorted. These here are in those lockables containers, and again, they're sorted by color and size, and it took me forever, because all my jump rings were together, you know, pretty much, like all the bronze were in one container. They were separated by color, but not by size, so I had to sort them all by size, and so that's why I am putting that off because that's the silver and there's like a gazillion and one in there and it's just going to be horrible. So yeah, I'll be 80 years old and still going, I need to sort those jump rings. Here are my encouraging words. They're all in this little Dollar Tree container, just where I can get them. And then we have a couple bead mats here. This is Jesse James Beads sent me this for Christmas. Thank you, Sarah. I love it. It's beautiful. And then this is the Beadsmith one with the bead sizes and a ruler. It's really convenient. I love that. Then down here, I have various things. So these are all trays, project trays. Like if I have, say this project right here that I pulled out the stuff for and I was like, okay, I'm going to make something with this, but I don't have time to do it today and I don't need my desk to be covered up, so I would put it in a tray, one of these trays. That has my hand drill and all its accessories. That has my Dremel and its accessories. There are some bead mats down there, and I took a Velux blanket. Now you have to get the Velux brand or it's not the same. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy a twin size. I cut it into my own bead mats. That's what this one is. You can make it however big or however small you want. It's very inexpensive. It's like $30 for a blanket, and you can get, oh my gosh, tons of bead mats out of it. And you can make them however big or however small. And then when this one gets dirty, I throw it in the laundry and I pull another one out. So works great. And there's some trays back there, beading trays, a Kumi Homo thingy. You know, that space down there, I don't really use, I don't need things there that I only use every day. I just need things there that I use randomly because it's kind of out of the way. It's up here where you want to have the stuff that you use every single day, all the time. And then this is my Jesse James Beads tower. It is, again, one of the towers from Michaels. Got it on sale when it was $29.99. And this is how I store my Jesse James beads. And I store them separate because they send them to me to do projects with. So I can't have them mixed in with my other stuff. I have to be able to, keep them separate and find them. So up here, this is my email from May that tells me what projects are due when. These are the current items that I have that are not, that they're putting out right now or wanting me to use right now. These are older, so I take these are photo boxes. They came in a big thing with all kinds of them, and I've stored just different things in them over the years, never photos, but stuff like this. And I just take it and I label it. So this one is yellow, and that's all of my leftover yellow beads. This one's brown, clear, and I have each color, and they're in these drawers, okay? So they're separated by color, so these are dark blue, these are turquoise. And once I get through all of the colors, red, light pink, teal, green, then I have like all the rhinestone beads or rhinestone rondelles are in there. All of the metal silver beads, all the bead caps, all of the gold, rose gold, copper, and I put all the other colors in there. Metal beads. These are just silver, and these are all the other colors. And then spacers, flat spacers, daisy spacers, stuff like that. Down here, we have tassels and clasps, and these are pendant pieces and charms. Oh, let me get down here. These are all earring findings, stringing, full strands and thunder polished strands are down here. These are some chains that didn't fit up on the chain thing. I hung all of the rest of them, the chain reaction and everything's up there. Bead frames, rings, leftover pieces of the chain reaction because you can use it for other things. Cord ends and crimps. And then that's an empty drawer that I need to put something in. So here, this little area right here, so that's a little end table that we bought for our guest room, but it's way too tiny and we didn't realize it. So I use it. It has a lot of my labeling stuff, like my stamp, my earring cards, that kind of stuff in there. And then up here is other tools that I don't use real often, but I may want to use, like different jewelry tools, a hammer, ring mandrel, that kind of stuff is in there. And I just keep this here, scoot it up against there because I don't really use that other stuff that often. And then we're back to the beginning. So That is the bead room. Oh wait, no, I didn't show you my desk part over here. We're not back to the beginning. Let's go in here. So in here, this again is right at my beading desk, so it's everything I use often. Again, the lockables containers. These are all clamshell connectors. All in here. Clamshells, crimp beads and tubes. Lots of crimp beads and tubes. FedEx man's at the door. And crimp bead covers. I need to separate them out, but yeah, I have not done it yet. That's another one. I'll be 80 years old and going, I need to separate those crimp bead covers. Yeah, never going to happen. Here is a bunch of tools that I use often. E6000 jewelry cleaner, the wax for my little toothpick that I pick up the gems with, jewelry cleaning cloths. Then we have my bead reamer, bead reaming tips, wax, my, what's this thing? This artistic wire spiral maker thingy. GS Hypo Cement, my wire straightener. These are noodles when I make barrel knots. I use those. And that needs to go there. What is that called? Tape measure. Good Lord. There's another. I don't know what this is. Honestly, I have no idea. I found it on the kitchen table and stuck it in here because it looked like it should go there, but I don't know what it is. I need to look at that. Under here, I have my bracelet bead buddy thing that you can, the chain station, you hang the chain across. I did a video on that. And then my scissor sharpener, my Eternal jewelry coating and stuff that's been coated in it. Clear fingernail polish. So all of that is stuff that I use often. The bottom drawer is the drawer that I used to have chain in. And I put this desk together wrong so it won't open very good. That's all the chain that is not hanging. So this is all chain that's too small to hang, or is like a weird chain that wouldn't hang, or my Coriana. There's a lot of Coriana in there. Or chain that I have whole rolls of that, I didn't need to hang. And these are little bits, bits and pieces. So this is all leftover or beading chain that I couldn't hang. Down there on the very bottom is my, that's just stuff like papers, notes, files. I have a file for each company that I unbox for. Just stuff like that, administrative stuff. This is where I keep all my baggies. So, I use these baggies all the time when I'm done with my bargain bead box, which is up here on my bead mat. I will put the beads in baggies and put them away. So this is all the baggies and I get them from, like if I order from Bargain Bead Box, all the baggies go in there that I don't use. So that's what that is. And then this is just desk stuff. So lotion, staplers. This blows off the keyboard. This is a Valentine's Day card for Chris. I've already bought for Valentine's Day, which is coming. Scrap paper, little Post-its, and then whiteout, a sharpener. This is my Yankee Candle scents. So my son's boyfriend, Kyle, got me this for Christmas. This little white warmer, and I love it. And he got me these scents, and oh, I love them. They smell so good. And then business cards. These are all business cards people have given me. So just a lot of miscellaneous. The drawer. Why is that happening? But anyway, so that's that. So that is the entire bead room. I didn't forget anything, I don't think. So I hope it helps you guys. Like, a lot of people are always asking me how I organize everything, and that's it. That's how I organize it all. And that rug our neighbors were throwing in the trash, and we got it out. It's crazy. But anyway, here is my whole bead room. I am very, very thankful to have this room and be able to organize the way I do. God has blessed us tremendously, and he continues to do so. So I honor him for that. So very grateful. But this is how I organize, and I hope it gives you some ideas if you have a small space. Some of these ideas would definitely work for you. And remember, the place where you work the most, keep the stuff at your fingertips that you use all the time. Don't put stuff there that you don't need very often, because It's just going to take up valuable real estate. So keep that stuff somewhere else. And another thing, if you have a small space, another thing you can do that I've actually thought about doing is put a shelf around the top of your entire room. So, you know, we have high ceilings in here, but in my old house, we didn't in the room I was in. And I put a shelf up around the top of the entire room. You can buy shelving super cheap at Lowe's, you know, put it up and store stuff up there that you don't use very often. That is unused space that you could use. The doors in your room, now I can't do that in here because I don't really have any doors but my bedroom door, but I always used to put a shoe organizer on the closet door in my old place and keep stuff in that. You just have to get creative when you have small space, and even with a big space like this, I still have to get creative because you acquire stuff when you're beading, especially, you know, doing it for your job. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'll be glad to answer. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.